And we are live, guys. Hello, 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 hello. Happy to see you here. I'm Kirill, your host. Let me change this to this one. Super happy to have you here today because we are having a great topic to discuss. And this topic is local and AI conversation agents for Home Assistant. Also, current best Home Assistant voice capable devices. We are going to discuss them all, and not only discussion, we are going to have a hands-on lab. We are going to test everything. I prepared this setup for you. Let me quickly show you. Like that. We have Home Assistant voice preview edition device, brand new. I never opened it. M5 Atom Echo and ESP32S3 Box 3 device here. Everything, both of these devices, they are set up and ready to be used. This one is brand new, but more on that later. Let me share my screen again. This is the agenda for today. What we are going to cover. This is one page, but believe me, it is a lot of stuff here, and basically most of these points are deserving a separate live stream for their own. So let's quickly share what we are going to touch today, but before that, please type in the chat, do you hear me well and do you see me well? Type simple yes or no so I can move forward. Meanwhile, I will describe everything that we are going to do today in a bit more details, and then we are going to jump in. We are going to dive deep and we are going to nerd out about local and AI conversation agents for Home Assistant. Super happy to have you here. I'm super pumped because this is very interesting topic. We're going to talk about ChatGPT, Ollama, Google Generative AI, local conversation agents, everything. Ivan said yes, both. Great. Thank you, Ivan. I needed that confirmation. You should hear me loud and clear, so everything to be great. And let's see what we have here in the agenda. First, we are going to talk about Atom Echo, this device right here, this one. Where it is? Come on. Why this camera is not showing? Oh, now it's fine. This device, M5 Atom Echo. Then we're going to say a few words about this device, ESP32S3 box. Then I'm going to ask you, do you want me to open this one? And after that, we are going to dive deep in how I set up these devices. I set them with different custom wake words. Actually not custom, predefined, but they're both of these devices here, M5 Atom Echo and S3 Box 3, are having different wake word. I'll share a few words about Alexa and Google Assistant, but I'm not going to use them. Where is my Alexa? Here it is. Let me show you once again for what I'm talking about. This is an old Alexa. I'll just say a few words about it. Hervé said hello everybody. Hello Hervé. Garnet said all good, and Harold said yes. Good. Thank you very much, guys. Super happy to have you here. And I'm just explaining what we are going to cover. We have a lot of things to go through, and most of the topics are super interesting, and I hope that I'll be able to give you as much info and value as possible. So we reached this point, Alexa and Google. We'll briefly touch this topic because I don't want to waste time here. Afterwards, we're going to get our hands dirty. We will set up one local pipeline. We will run this on this Let me show you. Come on, what's happening with my camera? It constantly turned on and off. On this Raspberry Pi 5 device with 8 gigs of RAM, I'm going to test local voice pipelines on it entirely locally, and they will take some time probably. We'll see, I don't know. After that, we are going to jump to the other local option, which is called Ollama. This is a local tool that allows you to run large language models, and we are going to run few of them like this Llama or Llama 3.2. This is the best one that I managed to find, but I'll explain in more details later. DeepSeek, maybe Mistral and QN2, and I'll share some insights and my findings about these things. Then we're going to test Nabu-Casa or Home Assistant Cloud Conversation Agent. You know, when you subscribe for Nabu-Casa, you receive a cloud conversation agent that is working with voice and with text, and we are going to test this. This is a cloud option, not local anymore. After that, I plan to check also the Google Generative AI, or also called Gemini. We are going to integrate this conversation agent in our test. This one, let me change the screen. This test Home Assistant environment. I'm going to integrate here also the Google Generative AI. And finally, ChatGPT, or OpenAI's ChatGPT. We are going to install it in this test Home Assistant environment, and we are going to test it. How cool is that? I really like these topics, and I hope you are too. If you want to stay in touch with me, if you're seeing me for the first time, or if you see me several times but you didn't subscribe, now is the best time. Please subscribe to my newsletter here. Pejansky.com is my website. Newsletter. I'll change the screen so you can see the link. You can see the link on your screen, pejansky.com/newsletter. Or you can scan this QR code with your smartphone and you open the same page. Here you can type your name, for example, Kirill, and your real email. And once you click subscribe, you receive this smart home glossary to your email, absolutely for free. This PDF document is full of great info, useful info. For example, what is IoT? And you can see the explanation here on your screen. And it is a 15-page document that you can download offline, and you can use it whenever you wish. It is all yours for free, and you can have it only if you subscribe for my newsletters. Of course, you also get some mails from me from time to time when there is an update. When I release a new video, you receive an email. When I release a new article, you receive a new mail from me. And if you don't like this free service, because this service is entirely free, you can unsubscribe at any time. On every email that I'm sending, you can find unsubscribe button at the very bottom of the mail. So there is a link. If you click on unsubscribe, you will not see me anymore. You will not hear me anymore. No, I'll not send you more mails. Simple as that. So once again, go to pejansky.com/newsletter and register for my newsletter with your mail and email. And as a bonus, you'll get these 15-page documents that is full of smart home wisdom. I recently updated it, and it is having a lot of info. So let's go straight to the action. We are going to start with these voice assistant devices that I prepared for you guys. The first one is Atom Echo M5, and this is the official page. This device is costing $13.50, and it is very tiny. Let me show you. Super tiny. It is having a USB-C port on it, and one button and this LED. And you can flash it with ESP Home very easily if you go to this URL right here. You have to open it with Chrome browser. Oh, let me show you. With Chrome browser or with Microsoft Edge browser or some Chromium based browser. And here on this device, on this web page, this is the link. I'll paste it in the chat if you want to check it out. This is an official link coming from Home Assistant crew. So they are doing these great things. So once you're here, you can click on Voice Assistant, and here you can select M5 Atom Echo or the other device, ESP32S3 box. So once you click on your device that you have, you have a connect button here. If you're using Chrome browser, you have to click on connect. Then there is a dialog where you have to select your device from the connected devices, and this page will upload everything that is needed for you and will guide you afterwards how to add it into your Home Assistant so you can use it as a voice satellite. So I now can say the wake word. Let me show you. Hey Mycroft, and as you can see, oh, this camera blurred again, but as you can see, the device is now blinking in blue. That means it is waiting for my commands. Come on, what happened with this camera? Sorry for that. I have some trouble with that top-down camera. It is constantly connecting and disconnecting for some reason. I don't know why, but this is a live stream, guys. Sorry for that. I'll try to figure it out somehow during the stream. Now it's fine. I guess I have to use it more often, not to fall asleep or something like that. I don't know. So this is the M5 Atom Echo, very tiny device. It is very cheap. It is having a built-in speaker and a microphone. Someone subscribed. Thank you for that. So this is M5 Atom Echo. It is the cheapest possible option to get started with Home Assistant voice. And as I showed you, let me show you again. You can buy it from this official link, official website. I'll paste it in the chat if you want to check it out. This is the official page of this device. It is coming from M5 Stack, and I have some video tutorials if you are having trouble installing it, but it is very, very easy. I told you, you have to open the flasher, and that's all. The next device that I'm going to use is this more expensive and with more features S3 ESP32 S3 box, ESP32 S3 box 3 device. Sorry, but it is a really long name. This is the name. This is the name, and it is more expensive. As I told you, it is around $70 or something. I bought it for $55 2 years ago or 1 year ago. I forgot already. It is having different mounts with different sensors. Also a display that is programmable. You can upload custom pictures on it. And it is having also several USB-C ports, and also speaker, also microphones, better microphones than the M5 Atom Echo, better processor with more memory, and stuff like that. But it is costing this much. It is not cheap. It is not cheap at all. And if you don't plan to use it, don't buy it. This is not so cheap device. I'll paste the link to this device in the chat. It is having 16 gigs of memory or something like that. I'll not go into the details. You can check them online if you wish, but it is a powerful device. And the final device that I'm having here is this one. Let me show again. This camera. Oh, it is working now. This one. This is the latest device coming straight from Home Assistant Crew. There is no affiliation here at all, guys. I want to say that in advance before I start showing you this device. Let me go that way. That way. Okay. So, Home Assistant guys send me this device free of charge without any expectations. That is because I'm part of this Home Assistant creator group that we are having, and this creator group is everyone inside this Home Assistant creator group is receiving this kind of devices for free, and they can do whatever they wish with this device. No one expects a video for this. No one expects something nice to be said about this device. And this is how I usually work with every vendor. Not that I'm working with these guys, we are just hanging out. But this is everything that you are about to see and hear now is my own opinion about this device. If I like something, I'll tell you about it. If I don't like something about this device, I will also tell you about it. And that is my usual state with every vendor that I'm reviewing on my channel. So, and basically I wanted to say that no affiliation at all with this device. I have it for 2 months and I didn't manage to open it. This is the first time that I'm going to open it right now, eventually, which is sad. I like that device. I skip all the buzz around it. I didn't watch any videos. I didn't read almost anything about it. It will be the first time I'm seeing this alongside with you guys. And what else? If you wish, we can unbox it right now and we can set it up, because I've never set this device before. I set up the other devices and I know how to set up them, but I don't know how to set up this one. It should be ready to be used or something like that. But I want to ask you here, I want to be part of this live stream, and I want to ask you, do you want me to unbox it and to set it up right now in front of you? And I'll start a poll for that, because that is the best way to shape this stream to your preferences. And you can vote in the poll right now. I'll type something as a question like, want me to unbox and set up the Home Assistant voice. Whoa, the M5 Atom Echo, wake up and send me something. Sorry about that. Also, I'm going to use several wake words like Nabu, Mycroft and Jarvis in a while. So if you're having these wake words in your devices, mute your devices or move them in other rooms, because I may wake them up. So the poll: want me to unbox and set up Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition right now? Yes or no? Start poll. I started this poll. Please vote right now in the chat. Do you want me to set up this device in front of you and to unbox it? If you vote for yes, I will do that right now. If you vote for no, we will stick with the 2 other devices, the M5 Atom Echo and ESP32S3 Box 3 device. Again, no affiliation at all with this device. I never open it. It will be the first time for me as well. And it should be fast, because this should be ready to be used device. With everything pre-installed, I just have to connect it and I just have to add it to my Home Assistant, and eventually it will start working. So We can see that or not. It all depends from your vote. So vote now in the poll, and while you're voting, I'll check my notes. These are my notes. I told you about the newsletter. I told you about the devices that I'm having, and I'll take these things because I don't want to forget something important. We are here, poll for unboxing and setup of the Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition. I also want to show you the official website and price of this device because I shared the details for other devices. This is the official website, homeassistant.io voice PE. I'll share it in the chat if you want to check it out. This is how the device is looking like. This is some kind of calendar or time chart, and this is the current state. This is the founder of Home Assistant. This is the recommended price, $59. So it is more expensive than the M5 Atom Echo device, but it is cheaper, a lot cheaper, actually $20 cheaper than the ESP32 S3 box device. It is not having a display like the ESP32 device, but I believe it is better optimized for voice and for Home Assistant because this device, this one is a universal soldier. It can be, it can work for many purposes, including Home Assistant voice satellite. A lot of things, it can work for a lot of things, but this one is designed to be worked only as a Home Assistant voice device, and it should be better than this one. Also, I think, I'm not sure which one is faster with more memory. I think they are the same or pretty close. This one is the newest device, so maybe it should be faster. I don't know, maybe you know that and you can share that in the chat. I'm not into the details. You can easily check them online if you wish. You just have to type the name of the device, space, specification, and you'll see everything. The CPU, the memory, the microphones, the speakers, everything. I will not go into these details. This is the page. These are the specifications here. So let's quickly check what we have here. You can see that. This is the processor. This is, let me zoom it. Ooh, I'm not showing my screen. Sorry. I showed the other camera. I showed you the page, and this is the processor and the memory of this Home Assistant voice. It is having some echo cancellation features, stationary noise removal, auto gain control, which is good thing for voice, Bluetooth 5.0 and 2.4 gigahertz, and a lot of things. You can read everything about it here. Fully open source firmware for both the ESP32 and XMOS chip, and it sounds like a great device. It supports a lot of languages. You can check here the supported languages. For example, English is fully supported locally and through the Home Assistant Cloud. But if you check, for example, for Bulgarian, this is my language, you can see that if I'm using Home Assistant Cloud, I can use Bulgarian. It is ready to be in ready to be used state. But if I want to use Bulgarian local only without Home Assistant Cloud, this is not possible at the moment. You can check other languages here, for example, German or whatever you wish. German is fully supported both locally and through Home Assistant Cloud. And this is the official page. You can check it in details. I will share the result from the poll. 86% of you said yes, so you want me to unbox and set up this device, which is great. Garnet said yes, go for it. Bogdan said like this. This is the reason most of the people are here. And Hervé said, yes, please unbox it. Okay, Hervé, if you said so, I'm going to do that right now. I'll switch the cameras. Maybe I know what's the problem with that camera. I'm using an iPhone here for this camera. And before the stream, let me show you what I'm doing. I enable this do not disturb mode. Maybe if I disable it like that, because this do not disturb mode also goes to my iPhone, and if I disable that, maybe it will start disconnecting. Come on, what's the camera? This is the correct camera. I'll move my mic and I'll start unboxing this device. This is the box. Let me move my mic one more closer to my mount because I want to hear me well. Okay, let's start. This is the box, nothing special. This little touch I like a lot. You can see this opener right here is in the form of a house and with the Home Assistant logo inside. I like that a lot. It is also the same with the Home Assistant green box, I believe, and Home Assistant yellow. I have a sticker here. I'll remove everything. So I'll leave only the stuff that are still in the box. Let's get started. A QR code. What can I say? I'm not sure. Can you see what's written on this? Warranty and safety information. And the device itself. Nothing more. The box is empty. And this is the device. It is not very big. It is having this button like the old iPod. If you had iPod back then, this circle button is pretty much the same. You can rotate it clockwise and anti-clockwise, and you can press on it, but only in the middle. Here we have some 3.5 microphone jack or speaker jack and USB-C port. In this on back here we have probably a mute button, I don't know, or power on button. I don't know what's that. Probably these two holes are the mics. And here it is written Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition by Nabokasa model, and audio out, USB-C 5 volt 2 amps. We have this reset button probably here, and also the Home Assistant logo, and that's it. And I'm going to power this guy. I'm going to use this USB-C cable. All these devices are connected to my USB. Oh, I'm saying bullshit. All of these devices right here, this M5 Atom Echo, ESP S3, ESP32 S3 Box 3, and this device will be connected to my Raspberry Pi 5 devices. I will connect everything to the USB ports of these Raspberry Pi 5 that I showed you in the beginning of the stream. I'm seeing some LED lights blinking in the circle. That means probably it is booting up. I'll leave that for now and I'll open my Home Assistant. Like that. Let me show you my Home Assistant. This is my test environment right now. I added only one smart bulb. Let me show you. This smart bulb right here is added in this test environment, and I can turn it on and off. I can change the color if I wish, and the brightness. So this is what we are going to use to test our voice devices that we are having right now. I'll end the poll right now also because I don't need it anymore. I will start more polls in just few minutes because I want to interact with you as many times as possible. What will be the best view? Yes, this will be the best view. So you can see that the device is still thinking probably. And you can see my screen. If I go to settings, devices, eventually I will find this device right here, auto detected. What's this? Home Assistant improve via BLE. What is this? Can it be the Home Assistant voice preview device? I'm not sure. We're going to wait a bit more because I think this device should stop blinking, or I don't know, or maybe we can try to add this device via BLE. If you don't have BLE, what you're going to do if you don't have a Bluetooth device in your Home Assistant? How you can add this? I don't know. Maybe I should check the getting started guide at least, but if we have some great difficulties, I'll check it as a last resort. So don't worry, we will make it happen. And if we don't make it happen, we have backups with 2 more devices and we are going to test everything there. But I think we're going to sort this out. Let's try to add this meanwhile, because this device is still thinking. What are you thinking? Enter Wi-Fi credentials and password. But Home Assistant, maybe this is the device, because it is called Home Assistant and then some random digits, probably the MAC address, and I can add it over BLE. Let's try to add it. It will not hurt us. I'll type my Wi-Fi name and password right now. I hope I'll get it right. Come on, what was my password here? I remembered. I think this is the correct one. Let's see. The device requires authorization. Please press its authorization button or consult the device manual for how to proceed. What can be that button? I press the button in the middle. The device is connecting to the Wi-Fi network. Maybe we will succeed. I don't know. Very interesting. The device is successfully connected to the Wi-Fi network. Please visit Home Assistant IO redirect config flow start domain ESP home to finish this setup. Okay, I'll do that. I have to change the URL because this is other test environment. I'll click on open link. Do you want to set up? Guys, can you see? Now the device is blinking in blue. Okay. Home Assistant voice. Yes, we made it. Someone said something about DeepSeek R1. Okay, we're going to talk about that later in the stream, so stick around. And currently we are adding Home Assistant voice preview edition to our test environment, and this should be it. Submit and success. Checking for updates. I wonder how they manage the updates, and this is how. Pretty good. I'm impressed. Because once you upload ESP Home on your devices, on your M5 Atom Echo, you should take care about the updates. You have to adopt that device on your ESP Home, or you have to go to the voice flasher from time to time and to update it from there. So hello, we have hello. Over the next couple steps, we are going to personalize your voice assistant. Good. I like that process so far a lot. I have to say, I don't know about you. It is not super fast, but it was convenient. I'm just pressing some buttons and I typed my Wi-Fi and it updates automatically for me. And good. The only... Wow, this was a big fail. The voice assistant is unable to connect to Home Assistant. And at the same time, I don't know what's the connection. At the same time, the M5 Atom Echo set an error. Sorry, I was unable to connect to something. Why is that? I don't know. I'll click on retry. Maybe the other devices are preventing Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition to work. I don't know, but why is that? Let me open my Home Assistant in another tab. No, not this PDF that you can download. Let me open that in another page. I'll press here the A button to invoke this assist dialog, and I'll go to Manage Assist, and I'll go to here, debug. It catch my words that I told you about the process so far. For some reason, somehow the waking word was activated and this guy tried to process this command, and that's why it responds back. What happened? The voice assistant is unable. Help me. Home Assistant URL. I have to edit the Home Assistant URL. Why? Use Home Assistant Cloud. Your Home Assistant Cloud remote connection is currently not enabled. Enable. It is trying to use my Home Assistant Cloud URL, and probably this is what it is bugging it. So let's try to enable it. And let's try it one more time. If I manage to find the same dialog, I'll open this link again. Open link. Do you want to set USB? Oh, where was that? Where was that? No. That dialog with the setting up of this device, I lost it, and I think we have issue. Let's try that way. Home Assistant voice. Ooh. It is looking like a working device. Here, everything is... Let's try that. Okay, Nabu. Yeah, it is working. So, after all, this device is working. Let's try this. How to cancel? Cancel. Okay. Come on. Where is my camera? Okay, Nabu. Turn off the smart light. Come on. Nothing happened. It is working. It turned off my smart light. You can see now that this device is not. It is not. Come on, and my camera is not working. Oh, I hate that camera right now. Oh, it is now working, but you missed the point where the device was turned off. Nevertheless, I managed to set up this device somehow, despite the error that I got. Probably I got this error because of my Home Assistant cloud URL. And now I have this device set it up in my ESP Home section right here. I can zoom this, but not a lot. And I can control the media player. I can control the this is something that we are going to talk about in a second. I can change the finished speaking detection like the other devices, and I can change the wake word from OK Nabu to Hey Mycroft to Hey Jarvis. And now I activated almost everything here because I set up this wake word for this device, for the Home Assistant voice preview. I set up this Mycroft waking word for the M5 Atom Echo, and Jarvis wake word for the ESP32S3 Box 3 device. And we can use this device from now on. If I go to my voice assistant, I press the A button to open this. You can open it from why I don't have the assist button here. I don't know, never mind. By pressing the A button on your keyboard, the focus should be on this big screen, and if you press A, you can open the assist. And now I can type, or I can edit the assistants from here. The same menu is available from settings, where it is, voice assistant. Same menu here. And now I have 3 assist devices. The one that I showed you, including the latest and the greatest Home Assistant voice. And if I go here, I can, or here, it is the same. I can select which entities from this Home Assistant are exposed to voice assistant. That means which entities can I control with voice. And here I can expose or node these devices. Now they are exposed only to assist. That means I can control this smart bulb via assist, but not with Amazon Alexa and not with Google Assistant. Let me zoom this. I can also add aliases. As you can see here, I added 2 aliases to this device called smart bulb. It can be also referred as smart light or studio light. I can add more aliases. For example, downlight or whatever I wish. And now if I say something like turn off my downlight, this should be working. Zoom out, come on, zoom out. And this is how you can expose your devices. And from this screen right here, you can edit your pipelines. And this is the next thing that we are going to talk about right now. We've covered that. Oh, Alexa. I'll step back. I'll go one step back. I want to show you this Alexa. Actually, I'll not show you. This is a regular Alexa. Where it is? I put it somewhere. Instead of these devices right here, Atom Echo, ESP32, and Home Assistant voice, you can use Alexa or Amazon Echo device or Google Assistant device. And you can integrate these devices into your Home Assistant, and you can expose entities to these voice assistant, and you can control them that way. You can also use these devices as media players very easily with Google Assistant and not so easily with Alexa, but it is doable. and it is working good. I even have tutorials about that. And this is basically all of the main options that you have to add voice in your smart home. So you either go this way with custom devices like Atom Echo or Home Assistant Voice, or you go with some off-the-shelf devices like Alexa and Google Assistant. And these devices are working using internet, and your commands go to some cloud service server somewhere, and so on and so forth. About the custom wake word, I told you that I set different custom wake words for all of my devices. And as you saw for the Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition, or PE, you have a drop-down menu. And in this drop-down menu, here you can select what is your waking word among these three. But for the other devices, they are all coming with Nabu. OK Nabu wake word by default. This one was activated. And if you want to change it, you have to go to ESP Home Builder. And here you have to adopt these devices if they are not adopted already. Once they are adopted, you can see them like that. I don't know why this device is offline. It should be online, but nevertheless. And if you wish to change the waking word of these devices, you have to click on Edit, and you have to add, come on, zoom. I cannot zoom. Why? I wanted to zoom here. You have to add this micro wake word model, and the model itself, like Hey Jarvis. Oh, I wake it up. And then to save and install and compile this code once again. This is the process how you can change the waking word on your custom devices, and this is the link where it is described. Because I waked my ESP32S3 device, it answers me something. I'll copy and paste this in the chat if you want to see how you can change the custom wake word. So let's move forward. We are here, local pipeline. Let's talk about pipelines. Once you have an actual voice device, like one of these three that I showed you, you may wish to create a pipeline. To create a pipeline, you have to press A button. This is the quickest way. You have to click on this down arrow right here, and then you have to click on Manage Assistant. And here you can add assistant or pipeline. And I added several already during my tests that I did with these devices. And adding a pipeline is super easy. You just have to click here. You have to type a name for your pipeline. You have to select a language. I think it is not going to work while this view is zoomed in, but you have to select a language. Then you have to select a speech-to-text engine, which can be, I'll zoom this a bit, zoom out because it is not very understandable once I click on this drop-down. So I skip the conversation agent because of the zoom in mode. So once again, you have to type a name, then you have to select a language, then you have to select a conversation agent. By default, you have only what you have by default here. You have you have probably it depends of what you already have installed. For example, if you want to have local only installation, why I'm not seeing it here? ChatGPT generative AI. For some reason I don't see it. Oh, it should be just Home Assistant as conversation agent if you want to go local only. If you installed ChatGPT integration or Google Gemini generative AI, you can see them here and you can select them. I'll share more details about that in just a few minutes. I'm just quickly explaining how this is can be configured. Again, you can select language here. As a speech to text, you can select either from Home Assistant Cloud, which is a cloud-based options if you have a Home Assistant Nabucasa subscription, or you can select Faster Whisper, which is a local add-on. I'll share more details about that later. And as a text-to-speech, you can also select either local or Home Assistant Cloud or Google Translate option. And again, you can select language and even voice, different voices, and you can try in the voice. And once you click update, you have a new pipeline. And this pipeline can be set up as default, as preferred. This one with the star right here is now my preferred pipeline. That means whenever I wake my devices by voice, or whenever I type whenever I type and whenever I type some commands here, this pipeline will be used for my commands. And if I want to go local only, I have to do several things. I'll open a new tab, the Setup tab, and I'll open the add-ons. You need to have a Home Assistant installation type that supports add-ons. Then you have to install these 3 add-ons: Open Wake Word, Piper, and Whisper. This will enable waking word of your devices. If you're going to use some voice-enabled devices like the 3 devices that I showed you, you need that. Piper is text-to-speech local add-on, and it is needed if you want to process text-to-speech locally on your computer. It is having a configuration which basically from this voice model right here, you can say how good this model is. The better models are more require better hardware. The better models require better hardware, faster machines. If you are having a Raspberry Pi 4 or 5, this is not a very fast machine for voice processing, and you wait a bit for your processing. But if you have a latest Intel or AMD processor, your machine should be fast enough to select the highest possible models here, and you can select these things from this drop down in the configuration model. And the final add-on that is needed is called Whisper. This is the speech to text add-on. Again, we have models. Again, we have some tiny to large models. Large models mean better understanding and better models, but they need better machine to process. And by default, auto is selected, and auto will determine what your machine is, and you select the best possible model for your machine. So I stick to auto here, and I'm using Raspberry Pi 5 with 8 gigs of RAM. And once you add these 3 add-ons, you have to add them in your Home Assistant. You have the usual way. You have to go to Devices and Services. They will be auto-discovered here, and you just have to click on add 3 times. And after that, when you add them, they are all using the Wyoming protocol. And once you add them, you'll be able to use them in your pipelines, just like that. You'll be able to see faster whisper here as speech to text engine and Piper here as text to speech. And you just have to select them, you just have to select the language, and this is how this local pipeline is selected. And let's test this right now. Actually, we already tested it once we installed the Home Assistant Voice PE, because this was the preferred pipeline, and we test the device, the voice device, and it worked, and this device used this pipeline. But let's test it one more time. Everything is local now. I'll close the other tabs because I don't need them and I'm getting confused. This one is not needed as well. The Debug Assistant, this is a good view, and we'll see the debug. I'll close this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one as well. So we'll stick with this smart bulb view right now. And if I say, let me switch the screens. Come on, that's better. If I say, okay, Nabu, start the smart light. It's taking some time and nothing happens. And now I can go to the debug here, three dots menu, debug, and now I can see what happened with my command. Start the smart flight. So it didn't got me right. Sorry, I'm not aware of any device called smart light. Interestingly, this device is not answering with voice. Why is that? This Home Assistant Voice PE is not answering with voice. I should hear voice as a response, but I didn't hear anything. So we have this problem here, smart flight, and this breaks the command entirely. Let's try one more time. Actually, I'm going to try now with a different device. For example, this one. Hey Jarvis, turn on the smart light.
Turned on the light.
Okay, that one worked. That one worked, and it worked fast. Let's see again the debug mode, the debug view. Turn on the smart light, faster whisper, speech to text, natural language processing, Home Assistant, conversation, and text to speech Piper. Everything local, and it was fast. I must say, how many seconds? Below 2 seconds. That's reasonable time. Let's try one more thing. That again, that is only local processing, entirely local processing. Now I can disconnect this device from this device that is running this Home Assistant from internet, and it should work without any problems. Again, I'm using Raspberry Pi 5, which is not the fastest device, but it is one of the fastest single board computers. So let's try something else. I'm referring to this device as a smart light here, no matter that is called smart bulb, because I added an aliases. I showed you before. I can show you one more time. If I go back here, come on back, exposed entities, this smart bulb is having these 3 aliases. So I can refer to it as smart bulb because this is the real name of this device, or smart light, or downlight, or studio light. Everything is pointed to this device. So let's try something else. I'm going to use the AM5 Atom Echo right now, which is having the wake word Mycroft. Okay. Hey Mycroft, change the smart light to blue. It is blinking in blue. I don't know, is it visible? Sorry, I'm not aware of any device called something. Can we see that, or we have to refresh? Change the smart flight to do. This is what this model understands. Again, this is entirely local models, and they are not so clever for now, but I believe they're going to be better and better. And this is what the device told me. Sorry, I'm not aware of any device called Smart Flight. So again, this device was referred as Smart Light. The command was understood incorrectly. That was the problem. Nothing else. Let's try one more time. I'll refer this time. I'll wake this time the Home Assistant voice PE. It doesn't matter which device I'm using. Every device of these three is using this local pipeline. Where was it? This local pipeline. Every one of these devices is set up to use the preferred pipeline. So every one of these three devices is using this local pipeline right now. So let's try one more time. Okay, Nabu. Change the smart light to red. My bad. I mistaken this. I did a mistake here. My bad. Sorry, guys. We have to repeat this. To glitch to red. Change the smart flight. Again flight. Why flight? Let's try it with downlight. Let's try with downlight. Okay. Okay, Nabu. Change the downlight to green. It is green already. I'm so not clever guy. It is. I should say here to something other than green. And it is already in green. As you can see right here. It is. Oh, you cannot see. Come on. Wake it up. Can you see it? Yeah, it is already in green. And I told the voice P to make it a green again, which is stupid because I'm not. Change the downsize to green. So this word is not correct. It is not understand correctly. One final try, and we are moving to the next pipeline, which is also local but more clever. And I hope I'll ask clever things, not make the green light green. Sorry about that. Let's move on. Did you notice again that the Home Assistant voice P didn't answer with voice? I don't know why is that. Something is not quite right with this device. Maybe because we didn't finish the setup correctly. I'm expecting this device to answer as the others, but it did not. So let's try with this tiny little device right now called M5 Atom Echo. Hey Mycroft, change the smart light to red. Yes, it was working. It is working. It is working, and everything is local from the fourth try or something like that. Some of the try I didn't work because of me, probably, but everything is correctly now. Change the smart light to red. They understand correctly, and the answer was color set, and it took more than second and a half to process, which is good. But if I say something more advanced, like something in regular conversation, like it's too dark here, can you please help me, or something like that, this local engine, local processing will not help me at all. It will stuck and it will say something, sorry, I cannot help you. And that is why we can use other methods, like for example this local Ollama 2. Let me show you. This is the tool. It is available on ollama.com. You can download it for macOS, Linux and Windows, so everything major is supported. And once downloaded and once started on Mac, it is looking like that. I have one cute llama up in here. I don't know, can you see it? And I can only quit this tool. And this tool provides access to different offline models. These offline models are created by usually big companies, and they provide these models free to the internet users, and you can download them and you can use them offline. So you need internet connection only to download them. Afterwards, you can use them offline and no conversation is leaving your home network, which is perfect for privacy geeks. And if you go to models, you can see that we have several models. They are sorted by popular, and the most popular model right now is called DeepSeek. The second most popular model is called Ollama 3.3 or Llama 3, and so on and so forth. This model can be downloaded, as I told you, but not all of these models can be used for Home Assistant. To use one of these models, it should have the so-called tools. So you have to filter these models. You have to select these tools. Every model here can be used potentially by your Home Assistant. And the whole process is the following. You download this Ollama tool to your computer, to your MacBook, to your Windows laptop, to your Windows desktop, to your server, somewhere on a compatible computer, and start it there. This computer should be in your local network, and this computer should be a powerful one, not Raspberry Pi, not Home Assistant Green, not Home Assistant Yellow, not something not powerful. You need a powerful machine like this MacBook. This is a MacBook with M1 processor. It is 3 years old or 4 years old, but it is still powerful, and I'm using this MacBook for running these local models. And once you have this machine, this tool running on your machine, you need a model, and you can download a model very easily. For example, if I want to download this Llama 3.3, I have to open my terminal or command prompt, and I have to type Ollama pool and then the name of the model, Ollama and the version, like that. And if I click on enter right now, let me zoom this so you can see it better. And if I how this M5 Atom Echo is constantly waking up by me when the waking word of this device is Mycroft. I didn't say anything about Mycroft, didn't I? I don't like this device. Why it is still bugging me? Maybe something. Let's check the debug, guys. Let's check the debugs. What happened here? And if I click on enter right now, let me zoom this. He catch my conversation for some reason, but I didn't say the waking word. Never mind. What I am about to tell you is that Jay said gaming PC with a good GPU. Yes, but good GPU is not helping here, I believe, yet. Probably the memory and the CPU is more important at the moment, or you need a specific model and tools to use the GPU. I don't know. But these models, as far as I know, are using our CPU and memory more than GPU at the moment. they are not optimized for GPU. I think, I'm not sure. So this is how you can download a model. Of course, you can even not use the terminal at all. I'll show you how you can easily download a model from Home Assistant, but this is one of the way, and I use this way. I try with this Ollama 3.3, but look at that, guys. This model is 43 gigabytes, and it is enormous peak, big, fat peak, and it was not worked. It is not working on my laptop. My laptop almost freeze when I start to use it. The CPU goes to 100% almost, and I didn't receive any answer after a minute or two of waiting. So this model is super big for Home Assistant purposes, and there is no smaller models right now at the moment. It is pretty new model. It is the latest and the greatest, but it is super big. That's why I used the previous version, 3.2. This one was okay. And to demonstrate everything better, I'll zoom this. I'll add one more model. I also added this DeepSeek model here to test, but it was working, but not so good. It answers strangely. Maybe this is not the best model for, but this one, Ollama 3.2, was pretty good. Let's test this, and I'll add one more model live in front of you. Of course, if you wish, I can start a poll for that, but let's test this. I'll make this a preferred pipeline, and now everything will go from my devices to this local Ollama 2. It will process my command, and it will return the result back to Home Assistant, and Home Assistant will execute the actions, my commands. Let's test this. So now I'm going to use Ollama, and this is more advanced tool, more clever, and I can ask more advanced stuff. Not only turn on and turn off, which will work eventually, but I can say something like, let's change the screen. Again, this is not working immediately. I have to wake it up. Now it's okay. I can say something like, it is too bright here. Oh, but I have to first wake the device. Hey, Jarvis. Hey, Jarvis. It is too bright here in the studio. Can you please help me? Let's see the debug. It is thinking. The smart bulb, it answers me. The smart bulb in the studio area has been dimmed to 50%. So it understands everything. It's too bright here in the studio. Can you please help me? This is my command. I didn't set anything about the lights. I said only it is too bright. And it figures out and it dims the light to 50%. And this took 11 seconds because all of these was processed by this Ollama. As you can see here, conversation is Ollama 3.2, 3_2. And this took a lot of time, but it understands me and it acts accordingly. And I can fine-tune this from here. I can say something like that. I can change this to whatever I wish, actually, from here. This is something important. From these options, I can set no control or assist. If I leave this to no control, this pipeline will not be able to control my devices at all. It can only it will be able only to read their state and nothing more. It will not be able to turn them on or off, which is a great way to test this stuff around without any risk of turning on or off something by mistake. But if I leave this on assist, this pipeline will be able to control my devices fully, like I did right now. It set the light to 50% and it can turn it on or off. It can change colors and so on and so forth. These instructions are also super good. Actually, they're super fun. You can change these instructions to whatever you wish. For example, you are what? Elon Musk. Elon Musk, come on. I'm not sure. Is this the correct way his name is spelled? Is written? I don't know. You're Elon Musk and voice assistant for Home Assistant. Answer questions about the word truthfully. Okay, I'll leave that. Answer in plain text. And with Mars and robots jokes. Answer in plain text and with Mars and robots jokes. So this should be included in the answers of this local language model. Keep it simple and to the point. And to make it more interesting, I can add also be very passive aggressive to make this more sassy. So you're an Elon Musk and a voice assistant. Answer questions truthfully, answer in plain text and with Mars and robot jokes. Let's try this. Let's try this, guys. Will it work? I'll zoom out. Success. Update. And now my local pipeline that is using Ollama is having different instructions. Let's test. Let's test. Can you see my hand? Yes. Okay. Hey Mycroft, it is too bright here in the studio. Can you please shut off all lights? Shut off. Okay. Okay, this is what this device answered. It turned off the light. No matter that I said shut off, which is not very usual, don't you think? Can you please shut off all lights? But it understands me and it answers. The lights in the studio are now off and they're indeed off. You know, I've been thinking robots are like the bulbs of the future. They're always brightening up to the situation. Get it? Oh, that is a robot joke. Anyway, enjoy your dimly lit space. And this is the passive-aggressive part, probably, at the end. So, it is working. What do you think, guys? Do you like that? I like it. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. And let me know in the chat, do you want me to add one more model for you? It will take 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I'll start a poll. Do you want... I'll show the poll in front of you so you can see what I'm typing. Create a poll. Where is the question? Do you want me to add a new Ollama model in my Home Assistant? HA is Home Assistant. Live. Oh, live. Right now. Yes or no? Please. I'll start the poll. Please vote right now. Do you want me to add one new model? It will take 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I don't know. But it will be fast. If you vote for yes, I'll do it right now. If you vote for no, I'll skip it. Simple as that. While we are waiting, I want to share again about my newsletters. Please scan this QR code with your smartphone and you open my newsletter registration form. Type your name and email there. Let's do that. Or open pejansky.com. You can see it on the screen. Pejansky.com is my website. Pejansky. And don't forget to vote in the poll that I just started. Pejansky.com, and click on newsletter and type your name and email. You get this beautiful, where it is? This beautiful smart home glossary free of charge, absolutely free of charge. And this free of charge glossary is full of wisdom, smart home wisdom. For example, what is AI? Stands for artificial intelligence. It is a wide-ranging branch of computer science, and so on. DNS. What is DNS? What is Discord? What is HAT? What is HDMI? What is hacks? Everything is here, and I wished I had such a document when I get started with Home Assistant and Smart Home. I wished I had that, and because I wished I had that, I created it for you, and you can download it right now on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, whenever. It will be yours to have. It will be completely without any strings attached. You can have it right now. But once you downloaded it, you'll be also subscribed to my newsletter, which is another big bonus because I'm sharing there some exceptional things and exclusive things. And I also remind you when there is a new live stream like this one, or new video that I released, or new article, or new product. And if you don't like this free newsletter that I'm going to send to you weekly, sometimes daily, depends of the season. If you don't like these mails, unsubscribe it. You have the unsubscribe link on every email that I sent at the very bottom, with not very big and not very small font. You can find it there. It is link called unsubscribe. If you click there, I will not send you anything more. Simple as that. But you can keep the smart home glossary if you wish. If you don't like it, delete it. No problem. I am fine with that. And let's see what happened with the poll. 71% of you said yes. So you want me to install this Ollama local model, and I'm going to do that. Meanwhile, Christina said yes. Hi, I'm from India. Hello, not Christina, Krishna. Hello, Krishna. I like that name. Krishna is very popular Indian name here. Probably not only here, but everywhere. Never mind. At DeepSeek 2-chain life. Again, my M5 Atumehu waking up by something, and it told me some joke and even something passive aggressively. Jade said at DeepSeek 2-chain 2 calling life. I already add that. I already have that, and it is not working good. That's why I prefer to add either a Mistral or QN, because these are the most popular models right now. Mistral, it is coming from Apache, I believe. It is under Apache license. Is having, what was that, 8.3 million pulls this month, which is impressive. This month, I don't know, it is month or I don't know what's the period, but this is a lot of pulls. That means people are using this a lot. QN, this is coming from Alibaba Group, AliExpress, the Chinese guys, is having 4.1 4.1 million pulls this week or this month, or since it was added, I don't know, which is also impressive. So I wonder, can I add this Mistral or QN? Because let me show you guys, I have this model DeepSeek 2 calling. I have this and I don't like it. It returns, let me show you, it returns something not very good. I'll set this as preferred, and I'll say something like, come on iPhone, hey Jarvis. No, we didn't catch that. Hey Jarvis. Hey Jarvis. What's happened to you, Jarvis? Hey Jarvis. Jarvis is offline, probably. Hey Jarvis. No, it is not working. Let's try with this little guy. Hey Mycroft. It is too dark here in the studio. Can you please help me? It's thinking. It is blinking in blue, but I'm not sure what is happening right now. The light is not turned on yet. Let me refresh this. Oh my god. This was the previous sudden waking word. Oh, what's happening? I'm debugging different pipeline. It's too dark here in the studio. Can you please help me? It understands me perfectly, but as you can see, this model DeepSeek modeling is not working good. It didn't start my light at all. So the return was not understandable for Home Assistant, and it answers with, to help you, I need to know which device or entity you want me to control. Could you specify the name of the light? Not good. I didn't like this model. It is not working good for Home Assistant. That's why I'm going to try either this one, Mistral, or QN. And let's try with Mistral, because it is most popular, I believe. 6 months ago, more pulls. So I will click on this model to have the details. The model is called Mistral, and I can open my terminal, and I have to type not Ollama 3 but Mistral, just like it is typed here, Mistral. Ollama pull Mistral, and this will download everything that is needed on my computer. Let me move this so it will be better visible. I can copy this Ollama run, but it will download and run this model in the terminal, and I don't want that. I want only to download it and not to run it on my computer. This is one of the ways to get this model. The other method is the following. I'll go to I'll press the C button here. I'll type integrations, and I'll go to Ollama here, or I can add new integration, but I have to zoom this at Ollama. That is the whole process. You go to integration, you add the Ollama integration, you type the URL of the device where the Ollama client is running. Here, this Ollama is running on my laptop, which is having this IP 10.0.0.108, and I will type this URL right now as integration. I'll click next, and from here I can see everything that is already downloaded on top, and if I successfully downloaded this Mistral, I should see the Mistral here, or I can try to find it that way, Mistral, from the available models. And if I click on submit, this will download the Mistral model for me. And that way, that is probably the better way, because otherwise you can download a model that is not having tools. And if this model is not having tools in it, it will not work at all. It will return an error once you try to invoke it through Home Assistant. So if you download models from the method that I just showed you, from here, everything will be fine with that. Otherwise, you have to take care to manually check if tools is available for your model that you want to download, and if it is, you can use this method, Ollama pull Mistral. The command is the same under Windows, under Linux, and under Mac, as you can see. And if I want to check, this model is 4.1 gigabytes. It should take around a minute or two to download it. And if I type Ollama ls as a list, I will be able to see my downloaded models already. So I have Llama 3.2, 3.3. I should delete that because it is 42 gigabytes and it is worthless. 3.1. DeepSeek model that I just showed you that is not working good, and eventually I'll have also the Mistral very soon once this is finished. Configuration is done, and now I have 4 entities: Llama 3.1, Llama 3.2, DeepSeek, and Mistral. But why I'm not seeing it here? Oh, here it is, Mistral latest. This is the latest model. Jay is saying, is there a command to delete models? Yes. Come on, why this is not visible? Is there a model to delete command? Yes, there is. And the model is exactly the same as in the Linux or Mac OS. You have to type Ollama first, Ollama remove or rm, and then the model. For example, Llama, I will delete this enormous model right now, 3.3, and this will delete this model right now, which is taking 42 gigabytes. And if I click on enter, and if I list all the models again, you can see that 3.3 is gone. And I can also delete DeepSeek because I don't like it. Let's test the Mistral because we have it already. We have to create a new pipeline, guys, which is super easy. I'll press on A button, I'll click on Manage Assistant, Add Assistant, and I'll type local Ollama Mistral as a name. Mistral here. Of course, this can be anything. This name can be anything. Conversation agent. Poll set Quen 2.5. We didn't select the Quen model, we select the Mistral because it was more popular, I believe, but it's not a big deal to test the Quen as well model. So conversation agent will be Mistral. And the other thing, speech to text will be cloud because I already have that. I'll share more about Home Assistant Cloud after we finish with Ollama. But speech to text and text to speech will be from my Nabocasa subscription because it works better. And here I can enable or disable this switch. Prefer handling commands locally. So if this is enabled, a command will be first sent to the local conversation agent. But this is already local, and I can disable this. So everything will go directly to the Mistral conversation agent here for this pipeline because it is free. I don't pay for this request. It is local and it is free, and I want to test this model, so I'll disable this. I'll also click on this cogwheel button and I'll zoom this out, and I'll change this to assist because I want to control my devices. I want this model to be able to control my devices. If I leave it to no control, that will not be possible. These things I'll leave by default, and I can change something here. I can add something here. For example, who are you? You are what? You are Rachel. I'm watching Friends right now, and I reached season 8. I watched most of the episodes back in the past, but I rewatched them right now, and this is thematical. I forgot the right word. So you are Rachel from Friends series, and voice assistant. Answer questions about the world truthfully. Answer in plain text with fashion and man jokes. And again, be passive aggressive. Be passive aggressive because it's funnier that way. Let's test this. So you are Rachel from Friends. Answer with fashion and man jokes. And be passive aggressive. Okay, submit, finish. And I just have to click on create, and here it is. Local Ollama Mistral pipeline is created, and I can set it as preferred. That way, all of my devices will use this pipeline, and this pipeline is going to use the Mistral local language model that we installed a few minutes ago. Ooh! Paul set use voice PE and turn the voice PE volume down. Let's try this. Maybe that's because that is why I told you that I didn't watch anything about this device. Why? Come on, what happened? This should be the max value. Yes. While I'm circling clockwise, I'm increasing the volume of this device. Let's test with this device, this new local model that we had. So let's wake this and let's change the view so you can see my screen like that. The smart bulb is currently off, and I'll say something like, okay, Nabu, in the studio is super dark. Can you please help me fast? It's thinking. Let's probably, oh yes, the performance is not so good right now. As you can see, the CPU is having some peaks. Yes, it is not working good. Probably this model is too heavy for my machine, and I cannot open anything, guys. My screen is frozen, and it is not a good situation at all. It took me too many seconds to respond, and I'm afraid we are not going to see anything working at the end. Let's try to debug this. Okay, 72 seconds. Let me share my screen. 72 seconds. I'm debugging now the Mistral pipeline. So, in the studio is super dark. Can you please help me fast? This is understand pretty well. But the response took 72 seconds, which is super slow. During these 72 seconds, my computer almost died. It was super slow, and the memory and the processor was to the roof. And Mistral was used as a conversation agent. And as a result, I got this. Fine, I'll flip the light switch for you, Ross. Good, so there is some friends touched here. Let's see if it's as bright as my acting skills. That's also very nice. Has turned on studio light. And we failed here. And also, if I go here, you can see that my smart bulbs are not turned on. Goodbye, Hervé. Hope you see you soon. Goodbye, said Hervé. So this model is not okay for Home Assistant. The best model so far from my test is this one. The best model, the best local Ollama model is Ollama 3.2. Maybe when they release Ollama 3.3 but smaller, it will be better. But for now, this is the best model. It is working good, it is working fast, and can be customized by a lot, and it is not stupid. So, we covered local only options, and now let's go to the cloud options. Cloud options are the following: Home Assistant Cloud, Google Generative AI, and ChatGPT. These are the cloud options. Let me check my notes. Did I cover everything about local stuff? Local pipeline test, we did that. Local Ollama test, we did that. This link is opening my article about Ollama. You can check all the details here, and you can add Ollama using my article, which is also having a video tutorial. And if you follow these steps, you can add Ollama to your computer very easily. I showed you most of the things, most of the essential things, but if something is not quite right, please use this article or video or both, and you'll have Ollama running on your computer in no time. So I shared that. We covered Llama 3.2, we covered DeepSeek, we had a poll between, no, we didn't have a poll between Mistral and Quen. I planned to have one, but I missed that. And I told you about no control and assist config. Remember this configuration right here. If I click on this cogwheel button, I can set whether this pipeline have full control or no control to my devices. So I share that. And now we are here about Home Assistant Cloud and Nabu Casa and Google Generative AI and OpenAI. But unfortunately, guys, my time is limited. I'm expecting my son to come back in 10 minutes or something. Let me add this. Come on. I want to add this poll to end this poll and the last poll. Jay said, I have more reason to upgrade to Ryzen. More reason to upgrade my 1080 Ti GPU plus my RAM. Okay, yes, you have more reason to upgrade it. So what I am about to tell you guys that we have to conclude this live stream. Unfortunately, we can continue next week or somewhere soon, and we will continue right from here. We will start from the cloud options, and we will test the Home Assistant Cloud. We will test the Home Assistant Generative AI, Google AI or Gemini, also known as Gemini, and we will test the ChatGPT, and I'll tell everything I know about it, about these things. Just as I told you everything about the local voice control and the local devices. Again, I'm expecting my son to come back and my daughter. My daughter is not a problem at all, but my son is a typhoon and it will mess everything around here, and the stream will stop almost immediately. So I want to avoid that. How can we change language in Assist? So I'm reading a comment here in the chat. How can we change language in Assist? It is only taking English as input, as the LLMs are multi-languages, but the TTS and STT is not. Also, the satellites, I don't know what's the issue, but it's taking English only. You can change the language from the pipeline. For example, if I want to change the language of this Ollama 3.2 to Dutch, to Czech, I can change it from here, and immediately I'll zoom out, and immediately you can see that speech to text and text to speech are also changed. But I'm using Home Assistant Cloud, and these languages are supported there, and that is why I can select them here. If I switch to Home Assistant local only mode, Faster Whisper and Piper, I can also select Czech. They are supported locally, but if I select Bulgarian, for example, because as I showed you in the beginning, Bulgarian language is not supported locally for now, and it is only supported if I'm using Home Assistant Cloud. And as you can see here, text-to-speech option is gone for Bulgarian languages. It is only available for speech-to-text, but not for text-to-speech. As a summary, you have to check, is your language supported in a local-only format? You can do that in this official site. This is the easiest way. You can open this Voice PE official website, and you can scroll down until you see this Czech supported language here. And please type in the chat, what language do you want me to check? What is your language that you wish to check? For example, English is supported both locally and within Home Assistant Cloud. Bulgarian, as I told you, is supported only through Home Assistant Cloud, and it is in a ready-to-use state. What else? Hungarian, for example. Again, no local option, just Home Assistant Cloud, but with better coverage. What else? Albanian. Albanian is not, so if you're trying to use Albanian, it is not supported nor locally nor through Home Assistant Cloud. Hindi. Krishna said Hindi. Hindi should be supported. It is very popular. Hindi. Ooh, sorry, Hindi is not supported. Sorry, Krishna. But you can become a language leader. There is a lot of tutorials, and you can add Hindi in the list. You need a microphone and time. Hindi is not supported. Sorry. So that's it for now. Please subscribe to my newsletter, as I showed you. Subscribe. Ooh, what happened with my camera? It died. Everything is not working correctly today with my cameras. My phone camera is constantly switched on and off, And now my main camera died. It was overheated, which is not good. Again, it was overheated. Let me try to fix it quickly. I hope, yes, now it is working for some time, I believe, after it got hits again. So, to stay in touch and to understand when the next live stream will be, please register for my newsletter. Scan this QR code or follow the link that you see on your screen and register for my newsletter. And I'll send you an email when and a reminder when the new stream will be held. And on the new stream, we'll cover the Home Assistant Cloud, the Google Generative AI, and the OpenAI options, and we will continue from the point that we left. That's it. Can you please share? Let me quickly check something. Do I have some more time? Let me check if my family come back or not. Let me open my cameras. Meanwhile, please type your questions in the chat, and you can ask me anything about this live stream. I can repeat. No, they are still not returned back, so we have a few more minutes. Please type your questions in the chat, and I'll try to answer if possible. Also, can you please share what is your biggest takeaway from this stream? That is very important, because that way I will know what to talk about more in the future. Also, you can say what you didn't like at all, so I can remove that if it's reasonable, of course. Please say something, give me some feedback, give me your questions, give me your feedback. What is your biggest takeaway? What is your biggest, how to say, drawback or cons about this stream? What you didn't like at all? What I want to change? Tell me anything, and I try to do it. Krishni said, make a tutorial on that to add a new language. Please, Krishna, use the Home Assistant documentation, and you'll find a very detailed instructions how to add that. Check the documentation. I believe there is a very detailed instructions how to become a language leader and how to make a language by your own. As far as I know, you only need a good mic and enough time for that. Of course, you need a computer, and you have to know English so you can make the translations, and that's it. Krishna said, takeaway, use only two Ollama, not any model. Takeaway, use only two Ollama models, not any model. Okay, that's your biggest takeaway. Use, as far as I understand it, use only Ollama and not any models. But Ollama without any models is not of big use. You cannot use only Ollama 2. You need a model, at least one, to use the Home Assistant integration. So you need one model alongside the Ollama 2. Anyone else, please share your takeaways and ask your questions right now. Again, we will continue this live stream probably next week. And we will continue from the Home Assistant Cloud option, and we will also cover generative AI and Home Assistant and OpenAI ChatGPT. We will cover these three things, and we will also use the same voice devices, that is M5 Atom Echo, ESP32, S3, Box 3, and Home Assistant Voice Preview Edition. Until then, I'll try to fix the issue with the Home Assistant Voice P, because right now it is not answering with voice. It is working, but it is not answering with voice for some reason. I moved my camera. So this device right now is not working perfectly. It is not answering with voice. Maybe I should update something, or I should remove it and add it again. I'll try that to do that. Meanwhile, I'll also prepare some fun things about Home Assistant generative AI integration and ChatGPT integration. I'll try to make it fun because it can be a lot of fun with these integrations. All three integrations here are paid one, so you have to pay some money to have them and to play with them. In some regions, Google Generative AI can be used for free, but not in European Union. Here you don't have the possibility to start a trial free version. You have to pay immediately. So if you're living outside European Union, you can test this for free, but other than that, all tools are paid, and every request that you make from your Home Assistant is costing you some money, or costing me some money, because I'm going to test that. Home Assistant Cloud or Nabucasa is a subscription-based service that costs less than $10 per month, or it again depends of where are you living. But again, it is a paid service and give you the possibility to use cloud text-to-speech and speech-to-text engines, which are working pretty fast and pretty good, quite better than the local ones. They are using Microsoft Azure for their speech processing services, so your data is shared. If you use this Nabucasa subscription, your data will be shared with Microsoft Cloud. Of course, your data will be encrypted and so on and so forth, but nevertheless, this data will leave your home network. And if you're a privacy freak, you may not like that. Anyone else, please share your questions. Share your biggest takeaway. What do you like the most from this stream? I had some issues with my camera. Sorry about that. With my top-down camera, it is disconnected and connected constantly. I had some issue with my main camera. It was overheated. I had a fan installed on the back of this camera, battery-powered fan, and that I bought recently just for streaming. And no matter the fan, I believe the fan battery died also. And after the battery fan died, my camera died. But I restarted it and now it is working again. Paul said for HA it is best to use TOOS LLM. Yes, Paul. Yes, you're right. Without TOOS LLM, your pipeline will not work, and it will return errors saying you're missing TOOS. So your models, your local models, should have TOOS inside them to everything to be as smooth as possible. From my testings, Ollama 3.1 and Ollama 3.2, these models are the best ones so far. I didn't test this one QN2, but I doubt it will be better than Ollama 3 and 3.2. I don't know. Mistral is not better, DeepSeek is not better, but they may become, if someone optimizes them for Home Assistant, because there may be a good models, better models than Llama 3, but they are not optimized. Their answers are not optimized for Home Assistant yet. Someone have to optimize them, and they may become great. Pose said is saying. Actually, the founder of Home Assistant is saying this, which is very optimistic. In the future, they aim to have fully local voice for everyone. And they will match, look at that, guys, will match and then surpass other voice assistants. That means they will surpass Google Assistant and Amazon Echo. And they will support languages that big tech ignores while being private, open, and fully customizable, running inexpensively on local hardware. Which is sounding pretty good. I believe them, and I hope this will happen sooner than later. But we'll see. We'll see. It is a hard topic and not very easily achievable. But we'll see. I hope these guys will make it. Of course, these guys should receive support from the whole Home Assistant community for this to happen. And this is my way of helping the community. I'm showing how these things can work at the moment. And that way, someone may get inspired and make them better. So, that was for today. Subscribe for my newsletter right now by scanning this QR code or follow this link, and you receive a notification when the second part of this stream